Cheap Pokemon booster boxes. Now, you would think those words wouldn't normally go in the same sentence in this market. What words am I talking about? Well, cheap and Pokemon cards. It seems like everything is super inflated at the moment. Everything is super dear. All sealed products are difficult to get, meaning there is an absolute premium put on the price of them. In this video, we're going to talk about the cheapest Pokemon booster boxes you can buy, and are they actually worth it? Is it worth spending your money on something cheap because it's the cheapest booster box? Or is it better maybe splurging out a little bit more and buying something a little bit more expensive? That's what we're going to discuss in today's video. If you're new here, my name is Michael /Pokeos. We talk all things Pokemon card investing on this channel. We do have a particular lens on the sealed side of things. Thank you very, very much for tuning into the channel. Your support for the channel means a lot, and without you guys and girls watching, this doesn't happen. So I really, really appreciate your viewership and your support throughout the journey. Right, let's jump into it. Cheap booster boxes. If we rewind the clock back not even too far, like I'm talking probably, geez, when was the last time we saw cheap booster boxes? Here we go. It was probably around July last year. Not July last year, we're 2026, sorry. July 2024, so about 18 months ago. 18 months ago, there was flash sales everywhere for pretty much every Scarlet and Violet booster box out at the time. I'm talking Twilight Masquerade, Paldea Evolved, Paradox Rift, Temporal Forces, Obsidian Flames, Scarlet and Violet base, even some Sword and Shield sets like Vivid Voltage, Darkness Ablaze, Battle Styles, even sets like Silver Tempest had just copped a reprint and were relatively cheap. Fast forward, of course, 18 months and everything is expensive. Back then, you could flash fire. Are we talking XY era here? You could pick up a flash sale of booster boxes for like $100 US. In Australia, they're going for like 150 Australian dollars, which is bang on $100 US. It was crazy how cheap they were. Even a website like Gameology here in Australia, which is one of the biggest retailers in Australia, was flash selling booster boxes from Scarlet and Violet era. Like Christmas in July sales, I remember, for like 155 Australian dollars. It was insane, which is about $100 US. So I'm sure a lot of you viewers in the US and some of you viewers in the UK or Canada or wherever you're watching from could pick up very cheap booster boxes back then. Now, if you're new to the hobby, that might sound absolutely obscene. What? You could buy $100 booster boxes? Like the cheapest I can buy anywhere or find anywhere is like $250 US. And that seems to be the case right now, doesn't it? So if we actually rank the cheapest booster boxes money can buy you, this is them up on the screen here. Journey Together is the cheapest current booster box money can buy. It is $243 US. The second cheapest booster box money can buy from Scarlet and Violet era is Surging Sparks. That is $255 US. The third cheapest is Paradox Rift at $262. The fourth cheapest is Stellar Crown at $269. And then the next two cheapest, Base Set and Temporal Forces, are both going for $270 US. Now, what's interesting is there's actually a couple Sword and Shield booster boxes at the same price as these, which absolutely astounds me. I think it's crazy that some Sword and Shield booster boxes are still the same price as Scarlet and Violet era booster boxes. You got to remember, Sword and Shield is starting to get old in the tooth now. And one of these in particular, in my opinion, is very undervalued. So if we look at the two I'm talking about, Vivid Voltage is going for $268 and Battle Styles is going for $254. It just astounds me that Battle Styles is $254. If that doesn't just scream the cheapest booster box you can possibly buy at the moment with like the best value for money, I don't know what does. Like, it's crazy cheap. $254 for a set that is 5 years old with some good chase cards in. I'm not saying it's a great set. I'm not saying it's an A tier set. I'm probably not even saying it's a B tier set, but maybe it's a B minus set. You know, there's a couple of Urshifus in there which people can love or hate or give or take, I should say. There's a beautiful Empoleon alternate art inside there, and there's an awesome Tyranitar alternate art inside there. Yeah, pull rates are tough and it's not maybe the best opening experience, but it's starting to get old. Like, personally, I would much prefer to buy that over some of these Scarlet and Violet sets for the same price, if not a little bit dearer. But here's the ultimate question of this video. Should you buy the cheaper booster boxes just because they're cheap, or should you maybe spend a little bit more or even the double the price for a more premium booster box with better chase cards inside it? Before we answer that question, I just wanted to give a quick shout out to today's video sponsor, which is of course the Collector app. There'll be a link in the description to download it. You can follow my journey down in the content creators section. It is such a good app. Like, I've been using it for years now. You can put your whole sealed and singles collection in there. English, Chinese, Japanese, you name it. Any other TCG as well, not just Pokemon. You can look at so much data. There's set analytics that show you the total set value for every set. You can filter from the most expensive chase cards down to the least expensive chase cards to see what's the top performer in a set. You can check market movers. You can see how your portfolio is performing. You can check out what's a fair trade if you're trading this with something someone else is giving you. It's just got everything that a collector and investor would need. So again, link in the description to download that one. Now, let's take a couple of examples, because the ultimate question really is, should you buy a cheap booster box? Or should you spend a bit more and get something a bit better? And it's like, first of all, what's better? Like, what do you mean better? What makes one booster box better than another? And I think the answer is pretty simple. You know, it comes down, of course, to community sentiment, but ultimately the chase cards that come inside that booster box. And I think the writing's yet to be written for Scarlet and Violet. And what I mean by that is, I think everyone is of the opinion that Destined Rivals is the best booster box from the Scarlet and Violet era. But what's the second best? What's the third best? If we look back to Sun and Moon, or X and Y, or Black and White, it all gets written pretty clearly. Even Sword and Shield, it gets written pretty clearly. Like, Evolving Skies is clearly the best booster box from the era. Fusion Strike is clearly now the second best booster box of the era. And then you could probably argue that Lost Origin would be the third best booster box of the era. It gets written pretty quickly, but Scarlet and Violet's story when it comes to booster boxes is yet to be written. So that's one thing you really need to keep in mind. And probably the best example there is Fusion Strike. Fusion Strike, when it first came out, 12 months down the line, 24 months down the line, even 36 months down the line, so 3 years after it launched, you know, the community sentiment for that box, it wasn't that great. Everyone loved the Gengar, and everyone thought the Espeon was beautiful and a good homage to the rest of the evolutions in Evolving Skies, but it wasn't ultimately just the second best booster box of the era. It was touted as just a mid-tier player, and all of a sudden it's jumped up. And that's what I'm getting at about Scarlet and Violet. This is my point. I think everyone is very clear that Destined Rivals is the best. But what's the second best? Is it Paldea Evolved? Is it Surging Sparks? Is it an oddball like Twilight Masquerade? Like, what is the second best booster box and the third best booster box of the era? I mean, pricing so far would tell us Destined Rivals is number 1 and Paldea Evolved is number 2. So to answer my question, or to go back in a circle, you know, what makes something better than something else? Well, it's community sentiment, and it's how good the chase cards are inside that set. And ultimately, how good the chase cards are inside that set will equal the total set value. Like, there's such a clear correlation over time with every booster box and its future price between sealed product price, so booster box price, and how strong the total set value is. And how strong the total set value is clearly determined by how good the chase cards are, because they make up the predominant value of the total set value. So how good the chase cards are equals the total set value, and the total set value equals how good the sealed product is going to perform into the future. So that's what I mean by better. So Destined Rivals clearly has the best chase cards. And look, I'm not saying it compares to some of the best sets we've ever seen in the last 10 years. Like, Modern Era has brought about some phenomenal sets. It's brought about Evolving Skies, it's brought about Team Up, it's brought about Cosmic Eclipse. Even Fusion Strike should be brought into that conversation now. So I'm not saying Destined Rivals is at the level of an Evolving Skies or a Team Up, but it's the best booster box of the whole Scarlet and Violet era. Now, one thing I will say about Scarlet and Violet booster boxes, and that, I suppose, story yet to be written about which is the second best, third best, fourth best, fifth best, is I think every Scarlet and Violet booster box, even the worst ones, are better than the worst booster boxes from Sword and Shield. Conversely to that statement, I think the best booster boxes from Sword and Shield are better than the best booster boxes from Scarlet and Violet. And I think that's pretty clear sentiment from the community around Scarlet and Violet era versus Sword and Shield era. And what I mean by that is, even Journey Together, which is the cheapest booster box of the whole Scarlet and Violet era, is a better set than countless Sword and Shield sets. It's a better set than Sword and Shield base. It's a better set than Rebel Clash. It's a better set than Darkness Ablaze. It's probably even a better set than Vivid Voltage. So the worst sets from Scarlet and Violet era are better than the worst sets from Sword and Shield era. Now, conversely, like I said, the best Sword and Shield sets, Evolving Skies, Fusion Strike, Lost Origin, are better than the best sets that we see from Scarlet and Violet, Destined Rivals, Paldea Evolved, Twilight Masquerade. It's got a stronger top-end Sword and Shield, but a weaker bottom end than what Scarlet and Violet has. There's some community sentiment in my opinion, but let's go back to the crux of the question. So if we can buy Journey Together for $243, we take a look at the chase cards and we go, okay, Lily's Clefairy's nice, the Salamancer's nice, there's some other nice cards in there with some good artwork like Articuno and Wailord. I actually think it's a bit... And look, maybe pull rates have to do with this. I feel like it's actually a little bit undervalued Journey Together at $243 in the long run. And it's a little bit underloved Journey Together. Like, it's a good booster box. But what we've seen typically across the eras is a massive disparity, and it gets wider. As they get older, it gets wider. That dollar value gets wider. And what I mean by that is, like, yes, you might be able to buy Journey Together now for $250, and you might be able to buy Destined Rivals for $550, so about double the price, or about a $300 gap. I can tell you now, in 10 years' time, if you're planning on holding that long, Destined Rivals will be worth so much more than $300 more than Journey Together. It's not funny. That gap will get wider. Like, mark my words on that. We're already seeing it. Like, compare Evolving Skies even to the second best set of Sword and Shield era. Fusion Strike is currently $930 versus Evolving Skies, which is $2,500. Even 12 months after launch, when Evolving Skies was taking off, and say it was $200 a booster box versus Fusion Strike that's at $100, and you're like, oh, well, you know, I could buy twice as many Fusion Strike as I could Evolving Skies because it's half the price. Okay, well, look at them now. See what I mean? That gap. Yes, you only had a $100 price difference between them, but now you have a $1,600 price difference between them. It is well and truly over double the price of Evolving Skies to Fusion Strike. So that begs the question, like Journey Together at $243, or even something like Surging Sparks at $255, which in my opinion is also quite undervalued. We've seen Surging Sparks surge north of $300. Reprints, but like a small booster box reprint, brought it back down to earth a little bit. But look at that set. That set's pretty stacked with hits inside it. Like Pikachu SIR, Latios, Milotic, Hydreigon, a couple of trainer cards that are quite nice. Like, that's also a better set than I feel the community gives it some credit for. There are some good sets inside there, but typically what history shows us is the booster box that everyone wants will so far outperform the mid-tier and lower tier sets that it's not funny. And take, for example, even like the Team Up. Let's go back to, say, 2020. You could buy a Team Up booster box, which was very short printed, and let's go end of 2020 or even start of 2021. You could buy a Team Up booster box for somewhere probably around $300 to $400. And a Crimson Invasion booster box, which is arguably one of the weakest sets, if not the weakest set from Sun and Moon era, you could buy it for probably like $110, $120. And you might be thinking, well, I could buy 4 times the Crimson Invasion booster boxes that I could Team Up. I could get 4 of them for 1 of them. Like, surely this is a better investment. Every single sealed Pokemon booster box goes up. Like, this is awesome. I get 4 times the volume compared to 1 Team Up. I mean, look at it now. And look, you might say, oh, Michael, Team Up's just an oddball, like nothing else does that. But take that Sword and Shield example I gave you, like Evolving Skies versus Darkness Ablaze, or Evolving Skies versus Battle Styles, or even Fusion Strike versus Vivid Voltage. Like, the discrepancy between a strong set versus a weak set, in my opinion, you've got to give the fans what the fans want. What are they going to want in the future? They're going to want the sets that meant something. And really, currently, when we look at Scarlet and Violet era, what are the sets that mean something? It's evident. The set that means something to most people is Destined Rivals. Like, it makes more sense, in my opinion, to buy Destined Rivals at $5.50, and who knows, it could get reprinted. We talked about this. It most definitely could. You could also dollar cost average if that happens. It makes more sense, in my opinion, still, even though I think a lot of the Scarlet and Violet booster box sets are undervalued, it still makes more sense, in my opinion, if you're planning on holding long term, to buy Destined Rivals over some of those cheaper booster boxes. Now, that doesn't mean don't diversify. That's not what I'm saying. Definitely diversify. Like, grab yourself a couple of Journey Together. Grab yourself a couple of Surging. Who knows? These could do a Fusion Strike and take off like crazy. But where the money is going is where it's going to go in the future. There's a saying we have in the auto industry is that if it's popular new, it's going to be popular secondhand. And I think that rings true. Like, if we look back at every popular set across all the last generations, Evolving Skies, Team Up, Flash Fire, Plasma Storm, like going back all the generations, the most popular booster boxes with the best chase cards is what people want to open. You've got to think about your buyer base down the future. Like, your buying base is going to be rip and shippers. It's going to be collectors. It's going to be investors selling to investors. Like, those people are going to want the best of the best. Like, no one now goes, oh, you know what I really want to rip open on stream? Darkness Ablaze. Like, you just don't hear that. What do people want to rip open? Evolving Skies and Fusion Strike. Why? Because it's got awesome chase cards inside it. Just think about those things when it comes to buying cheap booster boxes. I'm Michael. This is PokeOz. Catch everyone next time.